Just a minute. Yeah, good morning. Good morning from Australia. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning to everyone that is going to be watching this program around the world. The time here is quarter past 6 in the morning. Yeah, it's a long time coming, and I came here to make a little bit of a remarks about the situation that is going on in Nigeria and SARS. And SARS, it's a moral panic, and a lot of people in criminologists we use the term moral panic, and the media portrays so many images and portrays so many things the way it's not supposed to be. Now, and SARS, is that actually the problem of Nigeria? I want everybody to have a look at this. And SARS, the SARS really ends? That's just one of the myopic questions or myopic sense, the thinking. It is a very, very good revolutionary process to start with something that every Nigerian thinks has achieved success, at least first of a kind, or maybe second of a kind. But Baghdad Must Go was done some few years ago, or a decade ago. But looking at the contract, looking at the context, and then you construct to find out what is actually the situation of things in Nigeria. Do we really end SARS? That is the question that is in the mind of everyone. It's an agitation that everybody supported, end SARS. All over the world, people protest. I even protest with my picture. But does that count? The state government have no jurisdiction or have no right over the police. What can they do? What can they do? It's a good start, according to Mr. Steve E.D. from Canada. Yeah, it's a good start. But is that a problem of Nigeria? That is the question. SARS. Is that a problem? We don't have roads. We don't have electricity. No industry. A society that imports matches, import toothpick. In most cases, we are almost going to be importing bottled water. We don't have tap water running. Every time I talk about security, so many people get angry. Why is this guy always talking about security? And SARS, is that the situation? Is that what we need as a Nigeria? Do we have to climb oblivions? I understand the damage SARS police has caused a lot of citizens. May their soul rest in perfect peace. May their soul rest in peaceful heaven. May their soul rest in the bosom of the Lord. That is the way Nigerians celebrate death. And SARS, it's a question, 1 million questions I've come here today to ask the rest of Nigerians. There's nothing like police reform in Nigeria. What had just happened is people just don't look in depth. As a criminologist, I've come here today to present to you that SARS in Nigeria did not end. They only just redeployed them. That's all. What they have done is erase the name SARS, but they are still there. They are all working from the same police. The problem of Nigeria is a lot. One, police supposed to be paid at a minimum wages of 250,000 a month, not annual, 1 month salary, and see if they're going to go to the road to go and do roadblock, and see if there's not going to be policing perfectly. An average sergeant in Nigeria receives 50,000 naira, which is less than 50,000 naira. That's about £100 a month. In Australian dollar, probably around 100 maybe around $170 in a month. So in American dollars, about 120, 130 a month. Just tell me, why are they not going to be harassing people? In most cases, this salary, they don't get it. They get it 1.5 months before they can get paid. They pay this money to the account of the IG. The IG will put that money into his fixed deposit account to yield interest before using the money to pay the people. And Sars, is this all we can do? Time to those people who have come out in numbers to protest about the police brutality. So Sars and police brutality, they go in lines. And police brutality is a very good one we should be talking about. But any police brutality, the government, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, need to pay them a better salary. The senators are getting 35 million in a month. The House of Assembly are getting 25 million in a month. The salary of a sergeant is 50,000. And the same sergeant is the one protecting the senators. The governor don't have the right over the police. If you see police officers escorting the governor pay extra for them to be protected. That is why you see people are fighting to be working with a governor. So we see people are fighting to be working with pastors. Because the problem of Nigerians start from being fake miracles. People relying on the pastors to help the politicians to take the money out of the country. We have a president that have, up to this very moment, have not come to address the nation. And no one is talking about it. Nigeria have no electricity, no roads, no water supply. It is worrying. The way people have come out in numbers. Please, if you're watching this video, help me share this. Let's touch life together. I've always come here to express my desire for the nation, politically, morally, and otherwise. The problem of Nigeria is economic stability. The problem of Nigerians are politicians, not Sars. It is a good start, according to my friends. End police brutality. If Nigerian government is ready to pay them 250,000 a month, there will not be corruption, because at that point you get sacked if you go on the road to go and do roadblocks. There will be effective policing. Effective. A police salary is 250,000 naira a month. There's no way you're going to exploit ordinary person in the street. A sergeant rightly said, how can an ordinary citizen, a G-boy, doesn't have a job, holding a 250,000 mobile telephone, something he cannot buy in 14 years. 14 years of service as a sergeant, he receiving 50,000. He has 5 kids. He doesn't have a house. How is he going to restructure his brain for not collecting bribe? You know. Restructuring Nigeria is a different definition when we talk about Sars. In the process of Sars, a lot of people still lose their lives. The police were using water cannon. They are not ready to budge because they are aiming at if you go to Benin as we speak, more than 30 roadblocks of police. The Sars have now gone on uniform. Before they were not having uniform. The Sars are now on uniform doing roadblocks. That is the same roadblock the IG said he disbanded from Sars. Now the police are now in the street under the police uniform. The same Sars that have been redeployed to become police before they were not using uniform. When these Sars issues were raised for 5 years now, every 2 years, Nigeria will come out and ban Sars. Sars is never going to be banned until the Nigerian government start paying the police a substantial salary. That's the only way forward. That way there will not be corruption. Criminal will be brought to justice. People with 3 fingers cannot go to police station and just show their 3 fingers, and the next person in line will just release them. There will not be Boko Haram. There will not be Fulani herdsmen. Indiscriminate retirement of police and soldiers, Air Force, Navy will not be happening. The idea of someone just coming and retire the whole Major General, Brigadier, Lieutenant Colonel, all from the South, that the propaganda, the moral panic that is happening on the media on a daily basis will not be happening. And SARS is not the issue that is worrying Nigeria. It takes you 9 hours from Benin to get to Abuja. That's a distance by air from Melbourne City to Thailand, to Bangkok on air. That is how long someone, in most cases, it takes you 10 hours from Benin to Abuja. Benin to Lagos used to be 2.5 hours. It's taking you more than 6 hours to get to Lagos. You know, if you look at the setup of things, can't you take that in once? You know, if you look at the setup of things, you begin to wonder. 2005, the construction of Abuja Road via Lokoja to Edo State to the east started. That road today is an abandoned project after how many presidents? Obasanjo, Yaradua, Jonathan. Now Buhari, 2 terms. Obasanjo was there 2 terms, 8 years. Yaradua did some few years before passing. And we have Jonathan for 6 years. And now we have Buhari that cannot come out, address the nation. Ever since this man has been ruling Nigeria, he hasn't come out publicly to address the nation. Why is this man hiding? No one knows. A lot of people speculate that the man is not there. He's ruling Nigeria with a mask. Is that true or false? That is left for the senators and the IG and the vice president to tell the country whether we have a president or not. I have never seen a country that is being destabilized. A majority, more than 5 million, 6 million people were demonstrating in town. The president begged, never begged, to even come out to say what's going on. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Nobody is coming to tell us what's going on. Please share this video. It is good. People call him audio president. How can a president be ruling a country who will not come and address the nation? People are dying. Boko Haram killings, Fulani herdsmen is killings. COVID-19, a worldwide epidemic, is happening to the whole nation. And to this very moment, the president did not come out to address the nation. Where are we heading up to? And SARS. SARS did not end. Nigeria should stop celebrating that they have achieved something. SARS did not end because all they did was to redeploy them. Today, there are more than, only Benin alone, have more than 30 roadblocks. The governor of Edo State has no voice because he paid them extra to have escort. Otherwise, they will not support him. The commissioner of police don't give a damn about who survive and who don't survive. Same thing in Lagos. Same thing in 36 states. The IG came to tell the whole country that SARS has been disbanded by redeploying them. The war redeployed. He said Nigeria doesn't have enough police, so as a result, he has to redeploy them. SARS did not end, so Nigeria should stop celebrating. I don't know who do all this one. Now, what to do us? Our Mumusti never do. Somebody tell you the end SARS, and everybody were busy rejoicing and celebrating. SARS did not end. Now, Nigeria should stop celebrating. All they did was to redeploy them. Go and check the word redeployment. Just Google redeployed. So SARS did not end, and Nigeria should stop rejoicing and they only take them off and wear them, take them, to only ask them to wear the uniform. And they are the one doing the roadblock as we speak. A lot of people has been arrested and they are checking your phone to see if there's a picture of NSAS demonstration. If you have that picture on your phone, please delete it. If you are called with that NSAS pictures on your phone, videos on your phone, you are gone. That is, police brutality is not going to end in Nigeria until the government of Nigeria start paying them their no good salary. It's great job. Great job. A society with post office does not work. Majority of our posts go via ordinary transport. If you want to post only from Benin to Lagos, you just give to Edegbe or Iyari. God is good. They will deliver it in Lagos for you. Your brothers and sisters will pick it from the bus stop. The post office doesn't work. You know. So it is very, very to see the way things are orchestrating. And SARS did not end. Please accept the video on your end. SARS did not end. Can you go and wear your shirt? So, my brothers and sisters, it is good to be good. Please accept the video on your side and you will become on live. So, the video invitation gets declined. All right. The question is this. Those that protest and those that lost their life in the process, thank you for coming out in numbers to represent. Whoever thought that someone would come out to demonstrate in Nigeria. The issue now is NSAS is not the problem of Nigeria. I was trying to say something about this because the problem of Nigeria is corruption and nepotism, ethnicity. Those are one of the biggest issues of Nigeria. Tribalism. So if we can come out in numbers to end SARS, we should come out in numbers to fight against corruption, to fight for electricity. Why are Nigerians not being given electricity? Since independence, since 1980, immediately Obasanjo took over the government, he destabilized electricity in Nigeria. To this very moment, electricity has been a very big issue. One of the problems in Nigeria is Obasanjo, who disorganized the whole system to his own benefit. So, NSAS is not a problem. The telephone system, the Obama, Abiola, one of the biggest problems, who said that the telephones were not made for the poor. Today, the poor are enjoying the mobile phone, but where is the landline? So, all these problems has been there from time immemorial. NSAS is not a problem, but it's a good beginning. But the question is, to every Nigerians to answer, where did the SARS goes? Because the IG of the police rightly said that he only redeployed them, that he did not end SARS. I don't know why Nigerians are jubilating. Why are we jubilating? Jubilating based on what ground? Because they asked the police, the SARS, to be wearing police uniform. So SARS did not end. Please accept the video on your end if you want to come live. That's the only way. So I've already placed it on my side. So if you are hearing me, just accept on your end. So you will come live. Now, end SARS. It's a moral panic. It's a moral epidemic that is affecting Nigerians. Coronavirus is going on in Nigeria and nobody give a damn about it. The government only just came out, opened the airport for coronavirus from Europe to come through. And the funniest thing is they are extorting people. You have in overseas, you do coronavirus test for free. And they will ask you to pay 50,000 naira to come to Nigeria with it. And when you are living in Nigeria, you pay another extra 50,000 naira. So, end SARS. We don't have a good airport. And we are ending SARS. SARS is not the problem of Nigeria, but it's a good beginning to ask the government to wear them uniform. That's what they've done. The IG of police have only asked SARS to put on a police uniform. There's roadblock everywhere. My fellow countrymen, members and citizens of the great Republic of Nigeria, beware. Delete every photo out of your phone. If you have any photo that say NSAS, videos, delete it. If you are caught with it, you are a goner. It's a big trouble as we speak that people are being arrested with pictures of NSAS in their phone. So did the SARS end? SARS did not end. The IG, let's get the clarification. IG only asked SARS to put on police uniform. They redeployed them by asking them to wear police uniform. The name SARS, it was an organization under the police force. What they did, they canceled that name with no constitutional attachment. IG only came out to say NSAS with no constitutional attachment. The parliament did not debate it. House of Assembly did not debate it. They did not ban it. How could only one man in the whole federation come out and say police has been deployed and everybody is busy rejoicing? SARS did not end because it wasn't debated in the parliament. The House of Assembly did not debate it. The IG was only one acting because IG is under the presidency. That's why it's untouchable. That's why it's under immunity. So the parliament need to debate it and take the immunity out of the IG. So if it create a mayhem, so it can be able to be sacked. That's why whenever they ask him to come and give evidence in the parliament, he will refuse to go because it's not under the control of the parliament. It's under the control of the presidency. So what the president said to him to do is that's what he does. So SARS is not end, and we should plant this in our head. If anybody is telling you that SARS has end, that person is a liar. SARS did not end. They only just asked them to put on police uniform. Go everywhere now in Nigeria, there's roadblock everywhere. Roadblocks everywhere. We can come in numbers and be rejoicing and say, yeah, Amata way to. It's never ended. They only just asked them to wear uniform. We should open our eyes and open our ear. There's what we call fair go. Nigeria have no fair go. There's no fairness in redeploying the SARS and ask them to put on police uniform. And everybody is busy rejoicing that SARS has ended. SARS did not end. And we should stop. We should continue the fight. That Nigeria should provide every citizen with electricity. With electricity, we will have enough investment. People will come and invest in the country because there's enough power supply. There will be enough job creation. And when there's job creation, there will be less armed robbery in the streets of Nigeria. So to bring a normal security to the system, to the country, there must be enough job creation. Infrastructural development. Common post office need to be created. The whole of Edo State, I think we only have one post office in Motion Road, in Akopava or B Airport Road. Finish. There's no post office. If you live in a local government council, you come and post something in Benin. Does that make sense? And people is telling you everything is normal. Nothing is normal. Nigeria is a time bomb expecting to explode. People are calling for civil war. The Omoteku, the Brafa, the Arewa, the Ododuwa, they are all calling for secession. Sometimes I don't want to blame these people. Even though I know that Nigeria is indivisible, but they are singing the songs of praise everywhere. Our pastors are busy extorting its citizens, building schools that its citizens cannot attend. How can a secondary school be charging 4.5 million per term? How can secondary school be charging 6 million naira per term in Nigeria? Where do you think the ordinary citizens, that is a school made to breed corruption? School made to breed corruption. School made to breed corruption. Why? For what reason? With all these private schools and everything, school made to breed corruption. And everybody is busy celebrating NSAS. My fellow country people, SARS did not end. And I'm using this opportunity to call on every leader that carry out that demonstration to continue demonstrating in order for Nigerians to be given electricity, water supply, good education, good health care. You know, that's what Nigeria needs. They should go on the street in numbers to demonstrate, to ask for the president to come out and address the nation. How can a society be living in bondage? How can you have a president that will not come out to address, to tell you what's happening? No apology from nowhere. Senators are receiving 35 million in a month. Police sergeant that have worked for 14 years in service is getting 50,000. And they have 3 or 4 or 5 kids. How do you think he's going to train these kids? People are committing suicide on a daily basis. And people are telling you SARS has end. But IG just coming to tell people SARS has end. Everyone is celebrating. Sorry. Sorry to disappoint every one of you. I know a lot of you will not like it, but the truth being said, SARS did not end. All they just did is to ask them to wear police uniform. That's all they did. As a criminologist, we have to examine it in depth, check it. Is it true that SARS actually ended? What they did is to end the organization and redeploy these people and ask them to wear the same uniform. And these people are brutal. Police roadblock everywhere in 36 states. Everywhere as we speak. No movement. People, if you are caught, it's a goner. For those of you who's going to beat the traffic light, for those of you who's going to drive a car with no enough registration or no paperwork, please be careful. If you are caught and they search your mobile phone, you have SARS pictures inside. If you drive with these people, you die, you go. And nothing is going to happen. They will tell you it was shot by police for insubordination or for resisting arrest. They will come up with freezing excuse. And things is going to get worse if Nigerians not continue to demonstrate and ask the government to fight against corruption. If you know the name of all these corrupt people, list them out and ask people to get them probed. We need to start probing politicians. You cannot ask senators to be receiving 35 million in a month and pay police officer that is guiding them 50,000, 14 years in service. Doesn't make sense. We need to fight against this injustice. We need to fight against this injustice. The governors, when we were growing up, we used to have police, state police. Obasanjo came and changed everything. And eradicate state police. That's why the state commissioner doesn't answer to the state governor. And the state governor cannot do anything about it. Irrespective of how powerful the governor is, the state commissioner doesn't answer to him. He only answers to the IG, and the IG answers to the president. So the police, that's Home Affairs, they are under Home Affairs, and the Home Affairs is under the presidency. And that's it. The House of Assembly don't have a right over them. The Parliament cannot do them anything. So where are we? And SARS did not end. That's all I came here to let Nigerians know that SARS did not end. So we should stop rejoicing. What we need to fight is to fight for an independent Nigeria. A Nigeria with electricity provision. A Nigeria with good roads. A Nigeria with social amenities, social health care. Nigeria with social benefits. We have the resources. Adamawa is mining the gold by themselves. State. But in Delta, Edo, who have the highest number of oil wells, don't have right over oil. But in Adamawa state, they have right over their gold. Every other mineral resource that is in the south, no governor have a right over it. We can cry from here to oblivion, and that is the truth. We can shout, we can say end SARS, end SARS, end SARS. Like our church would only say die, 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 die. Now who was this one? Now who's going to die? Are we praying for SARS to keep more killing people? SARS did not end because I know the IG only used the word redeployment. Go and check the meaning in dictionary. I know a lot of people are going to say what this guy is talking about. I'm just telling you the truth, whether you like it or not. The SARS will only redeploy. They only ask them to wear uniform. Finish. After that, some of them are going to go to the state CID's criminal division, and they're still not going to put on their uniform, and they will just carry ID and with their AK-47 ready to shoot. That's exactly what is going to go. What is happening in Nigeria today, ladies and gentlemen? This is Good Morning, and the time here is it's quarter to about 20. Yeah, about 16 minutes to 7 in the morning. Just mark this date, and every one of you that is watching, we're going to remember this. Toby, I'm telling you the truth, SARS did not end in Nigeria. They only use the word the deployment, because IG is under the presidency and they are under immunity, and nothing anyone can do about it. So SARS did not end. If anybody tells you SARS has ended, that person to think again. I want Nigerians to open their ear and their eye that SARS did not end. They only ask them to go and wear police uniform. The IG rightly says that Nigeria is short of police. As a result of that, we're going to redeploy them to become police. SARS were actually police. Anti-robbery squad, they were police. So they were under an organization called police. So it was a subsidiary, like a franchise. Since the franchise is no longer holding, like they go bankrupt. You know, when a company go bankrupt, another company buy them over. That is exactly what has just happened. Police has bought SARS over, and they will have to wear police uniform. So everything, from every indication, SARS were under the Commissioner of Police, under the IG. So they were still taking order from the Commissioner of Police. It's the same thing. Nothing changed. So SARS did not end. Nigerians will fight for a good equality. Like I said, those that were born from the 1990s in Edo State have never experienced tap water. Tap does not run in Edo State for over a decade. So what are we talking about? State of insecurity. If you go to Edo State today, there's rubbish dumped all in the street. Nobody's picking them up. And you are telling me things is getting better. Things are getting worse. Edo State, as we speak, is a smelly rubbish dump. And there's police roadblock everywhere. Everywhere. The governor have no voice over them. They only answer to the Commissioner of Police. You cannot do them anything. And SARS is not that. All they did was to change them, to ask them to put on uniform. That's all. That is the basic fact of it all. So if you are going to say, it was all babash. Nigeria should fight corruption, demonstrate for corruption, demonstrate for good roads, demonstrate for power supply. Just demonstrate for your children to attend good schools. Private school in Nigeria is 6 million for secondary school. Per term. If you're telling me a police officer will be able to send his children to that school, are you not telling me that a church goer, people that attend Adeboye Church, Oyedigbo Church, Pastor Orizeja for Church, Omobude Church, people that attend, what's it called? All these big names, do you think they can afford to pay that school fees? If you are not a son of a doctor or a son of a politician, who is going to attend a secondary school that the minimum salary, a minimum annual fee is 1.5 million? That's for 3 months. 500,000 a month. The highest, the people, some of them are charging 6 million, about 2 million a month. Those are a school made to breed corruption. Those children are children of politicians. They will just move from that secondary school. They will go to American private university in Jos, in Anambra, in Osomole village. They send it to Harvard University. They come back and rule over you again. What are you talking about? So Nigerians should stop saying that SARS has ended. SARS did not end. All they did was to deploy them. So we need to fight the government to provide us with good social amenities, social welfare benefits, good roads, electricity. Once there's electricity in the country, there will be an investment. And once there is investment, there will not be more criminals will be taken off the street, because someone that is having a job will not go and start fighting or stealing. So there will be less criminalities. in the country. So to reduce criminal, Nigerian government need to start creating jobs, need to start making good rules. When you're making good rules, you are just employed workers to do civil engineering. So police brutality will end because police will be able to receive good salaries. So minimum wages of salary of police should go to 250,000 a month. You see, there will not be corruption. They will not take bribe. When you know in a month it's getting 250,000, they will be able to afford to pay for rent. They will be able to afford to pay to build their house. Take for instance, a police officer working in Lagos. You are paying 50,000. That is 10 months salary for him to be able to rent a house. Just ask me, why is he not going to go and be brutalizing people in Lagos to get an apartment? It's very expensive, very, very expensive, very, very expensive, very, very expensive. You're not asking me police officers can be able to rent a house without stealing? How is he going to be paying for it? How is he going to be paying for it? Go to Port Harcourt. It's too expensive. In every place in Benin City that is going to get cheap, 250, 300,000 for a house in Sakomba Road. And if you go towards Ring Road, you get a house for 500,000. Sample Road. It's a year's, that's their yearly salary cannot afford to pay for rent for them, let alone they're going to get a land to build a house. And now you are telling me, and SARS. SARS, all they've just created is to create more police brutality. More is going to be happening. More problems coming to the state until the federal government start paying police a good salary. Start investing on social amenities. Start investing in creating roads and bring electricity to the people. That's what Nigeria needs. Ask for electricity. Ask for the corrupt politician to be probed. That's what we need. Not, we can raise all the placard without writing corruption on it. All our placard is end SARS. End SARS. Where is corruption? Which is the biggest disease Nigeria is facing. We don't have tablet for it. We have the highest numbers of graduates in the world, and we still cannot produce Panadol. A country that import matches, a latter. We import everything. Even a spoke, we import it. We import toothpick. A country that still import bicycle from China. A country that is using keke napep as an ambulance. And you are telling me this is getting better. This is getting worse. This is getting worse. If a governor can be importing keke napep and be using them as an ambulance, and then you're telling me this is getting better. Go to Edo State and see what is happening. The ambulance is keke napep. The whole street is full of rubbish dump. Nobody's picking them up. The police doesn't listen to the governor. The governor has no control over the commissioner. So who is doing who? The governors should come out and protest. Even though they are corrupt, they need to protest so that they can have a state police. The governors, the 36 state governors need to come out and protest so that they can have their own police. If a governor can have a right over the commissioner of police, I am very, very sure all these criminalities of things will stop. A country where individual is bigger than the governor, and people are saying things are getting better. Things are getting worse. The SARS was just redeployed to be wearing police uniform. And there's roadblocks everywhere in Benin, everywhere in Asaba, everywhere in Anambra, everywhere in Imo, everywhere in Delta, Port Harcourt, Bayelsa, everywhere there are roadblocks. This same roadblock we're talking about, it's not in the north. There's no northern state with roadblock where we have Boko Haram. We have Fulani herdsmen. And that Fulani herdsmen is everywhere in our forest, killing our sisters and raping our mothers. And everyone is telling us SARS is the beginning of wisdom. No, it's the beginning of riot. Nigeria should continue. They should not stop. They should ask for good governance. They should ask the president to come out to address the nation. That's what we need. The president need to come and tell us, not recorded message, enough of recorded messages. President should be able to come out and address us and tell us what's going on. What are we talking about here? And SARS, when IG just rightly tell the whole nation that the police, the SARS have been redeployed to ask them to wear uniform, and everybody is busy rejoicing and telling us that SARS has ended. SARS did not end. Brothers and sisters, if you are watching this video, please share it. Let's touch life together. It's just annoying. You know, it's just a moral panic that is disturbing the whole world. If you see the images we are watching from Australia, you will not believe it. Who now do us all this wahala? Who they give us all this wahala? Can't we just for once stop praising ourselves when we are doing things wrong? How can IG just come and address 200 million people and tell us that the police has been redeployed, SARS has been redeployed, and we are rejoicing that we have won? 200 million people. How can only one man just deceive you? How can only one man just come and announce to the whole nation that the police has been redeployed, SARS has been redeployed, and we are busy celebrating that we have won? Won what? When you are in darkness, at the time you finish demonstrating, you go back home, there's no light. You go back home, your tap is not running. You go back home, you can't even watch television to even see, to read, to check the news, what you have done outside to go and demonstrate. You yourself cannot see it in the news, apart from the video you recorded where you were demonstrating. That's all you can get. Come on, brothers and sisters. Let's be frank and sincere to ourselves. You went on a campaign to end SARS. At the time you get home, you cannot even watch it in the news because there's no electricity. That is the beginning of wisdom, to fight against corrupt government. A government that cannot be able to provide you electricity, tap water, good education, social welfare, social amenities, infrastructural development. Nothing is going on. The state, the country is in a state of quagmire. You know, just imagine it. My brother Igoromigoro will say the state in a kete mene. What are you talking about? Come on, brothers and sisters, let's touch life together. Let's reassemble ourselves and say this is the beginning. We must ask the federal government to stop corruption, to pay the salary of the police 250,000, so that this police will stop police brutality. If they are receiving a good salary, they will not go on the road. They will not be roadblock. Everything. Criminal, police, all these criminals will go and join the police. If a criminal is getting 250,000 at the end of the month, you think he's going to go and get a gun when he knows he's going to die if he's been caught? A society don't even have one single more. If you go to Edo State, we don't have one single more. You know how many workers that work in the mall? Go to Indonesia here. It's a third world nation. Go and see what people, go and look at more. We don't even have it here in Australia. Go and look at more. That's another way to employ workers. At the time, you have one big mall that is employing more than 5,000 workers. Do you know how many armed robbers will be among the 5,000 workers? What are you talking about? A society don't have common post office. We don't have post office. We don't get, and we are telling me that this is getting better, getting worse. The time I put my hand up to contest, to say I was going to contest for the presidency, people think I was joking. I wasn't joking. Go and check the poster is still there. Do you know what happened that time? How many political parties I have asked to join? Or they ask me, please deposit the money in our account. What money? Everybody wants from your pocket. That's why I saw my alliance to support the AAC. I first put my hand up to contest for the presidency of Nigeria before Sowore even did. That country is easy fix. Easy fix. Easy fix. A president with all the immunities don't have a voice. He only listening to the caliphate, listening to the Usman Affodius, listening to the United Nations, listening to the America, listening to Britain. That's what the problem is. If we have a good government, if we have a government that is not going to listen to Britain, we need a government that is not going to be listening to Germany, a government that is not going to be listening to China, a government that is not going to be listening to America, a government that is going to be listening to Africans. That's what Africa needs. Take corruption from Africans. That way we can move the country, the whole continent forward. The voice of the people is the voice of wisdom. And Nigerians should begin to listen to their own voice, not the voice of... We should stop praising How many doctors we have in America? How many doctors who can take baby out of your stomach and treat it and put the baby into the stomach? Those doctors who cannot manufacture Panadol. Nigeria should start creating instead of importing. Look at all the diplomatic missions we have overseas. No single ambassadors can help you. If you have any issue, you are on your own. We have how many state ambassadors overseas? None of them is capable of answering questions in the wise. And then we are all celebrating that SARS has ended. With the IG, now who do us this one? We have a lot of professors. We have a lot of musicians. Where is Two-Face and where is he hiding to start from? Where is Two-Face hiding? Where is Timaya hiding? Only Whiskey and who we are hearing their voice. Where is Don Jazzy? All these fake celebrities we have in the country. They are all fake and fake and fake. Fake to the core. You know. My sister, Stella, what's her name? Went to protest in America and collapsed. Stella Demarcus. It was in Texas protesting, the blogger. And he collapsed. Even in America, she did not even eat. She almost lost her life just to go and protest. In a society, you think America is going to come and answer us for you? Why would you must go and protest in America? Where the problem is, you guys are not doing it. People are always running to the United Nations, running to America to make matter even more worse. What's America coming to do in Nigeria? You want to go and protest in America. When we rightly, why can't you go and do it in the American embassy? Protesting in American embassy is almost protesting in Nigeria. Block them. Let them not come out. Block all the embassies. And you were telling me you are doing NSAS. Stella Demarcus almost lose her life on a broad daylight. He could not breathe. He was complaining that he had a mask. He's on medication. He could not eat it. Because he was so tired, he still want to go and raise the placard. NSAS, and die. Who is going to die? He almost lost her life. For an unjust cause. When the people that is any SARS in Nigeria, and IG just came out on the television and said, hello, my fellow countrymen, ladies and gentlemen, the House of Assembly, House of Rep, Presidency, AFROC, blah, blah, blah. We are deploying SARS, and the name organization SARS has been disbanded. But all the SARS member has been deployed to be wearing police uniform. And everybody was, hey, we won. When you just employ 11, Yoruba people know what I mean by 11. OG, goat, to look after your yam. And you think he's not going to eat it? Jesus Christ of Nazareth, where are we heading up to? For how long are we going to live inside sin when our brothers and sisters are dying in sin? Even though the Bible is saying it, even though the pastors and reverends are preaching, tell us, brothers and sisters, where is the hope? Where is the hope? Where is the hope? You know, it's not the right thing to move the country if their children, right from independence, are the same people that is ruling the country. To break into the elite is not easy, Mr. Steve. It's just rightly what I said. Their children are attending 6 million naira school per term. 6 million naira school per term. From there, they will go to American University. They will go to Oyedipo University, Adeboye University, Abiola University, Igbenedion University, Oshomola University, all these Atiku University. That's where they're going to go. And they will come back and become your senator. They just when they go and learn how to learn more corruption, school of corruption. Those are school of corruption. If they cannot do that, they will send it to Harvard University. They will come back and become your governor, to become your senator. If you are able to bridge the gap, which means you belong to one of the biggest cultists in the society. To bridge the gap, it's not easy, bro. So if the only way to stop these people is to demonstrate and demonstrate, hold the economy stand still, and you will see the country will bug. And when it's bug, they will start hearing. When Sowore were contesting and complaining that an average Nigerian need to be paid 100,000 a salary, minimum wages, people think he was stupid. He wasn't stupid. If not him, there will not be a revolution. There will not be Sars movement. If not, even though he's still put in a state arrest, he has not gained his freedom. He's only moving around in Abuja. He can't go anywhere. That is worse than police brutality. For a human being who cannot leave a state, being held for how many? Almost a year now. It's no more than a year. Or for asking for a country to change from worse to better. That's what they're holding that young man for. And then we are all saying, end SARS, end SARS. And with the end, we are rejoicing. When the SARS is just wearing police uniform and they set up roadblock everywhere in the state. SARS does not end. My fellow Nigerians, we should keep on demonstrating and ask government to stop corruption, to stop taking our money to England, their first destination, to start taking Nigerian money to France, to stop taking Nigerian money to Italy, to start taking Nigerian money to China, and to start taking Nigerian money to South Africa. South Africa doesn't love Nigerians. They're killing Nigerians in numbers. The voice of the people. What are we talking about? We're taking our money to Panama City. Saraki have more than billions of dollars in Panama City. And what are we talking about here? No, talk of the Nigerian money in American bank, Citibank, so much. And the foreign city will go and borrow the money back again and pay interest. How can you put money in a bank and the bank will loan you the money again? Now who do all this? Now who do all this problem? It is a shame to our leaders until they respect the dignity of the little children. They will never learn. It is a shame. It is a shame. For how long are we going to live like this? Brothers and sisters, the riots should continue. The demonstration should continue until they are able to provide us electricity. Once there's electricity, companies will come to invest. Good roads, when there's proximity, when you can move. Not 9 hours to Abuja. Abuja journey used to be 5.5 hours. Lagos used to be 2.5 hours. How can you use 9 hours or 9.5 hours to go to Abuja? The whole day is finished. If you have something to go to do there, you first of all travel in advance in order for you to be able to arrive. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Now who does this? Now who? How can 200 million, one person inside 200 million could just convince people and say SARS has ended, everybody should go home, and everybody are busy rejoicing? SARS don't end, my brothers and sisters. All they did was to deploy them. They only asked them to put on police uniform. That's all they just did. Mr. Walter Joe, thank you for me. It is good morning from Melbourne, Australia, the city that never sleeps, even though there's COVID-19 lockdown. We're getting out of it very gradually. We only have about 15 cases yesterday, and I hope by the end of the week, it should have reduced to about 5 or 6. That way, we should be able to come out of lockdown. Otherwise, these people are ready to lock us as long as there's COVID-19. No one goes nowhere. That's what is happening here, my brothers and sisters. I just thought to put my voice through to what's happening in Nigeria and to the great people of Talakewa and led by Kola Adopayi. Thank you for spearheading the movement. Sowore in Abuja, thank you for spearheading the movement. Lagos State President of Student Association, thank you. And all the President Association of all the universities that have stand up against the police brutality, thank you for coming out. But the job has not been done. All we need is good roads, good electricity supply, and good salary package for our civil servant, and the police salary should be lifted to 250,000 a month in order for us to stamp out corruption. That's the only way forward. May God continue to bless every one of you. Please help me share this video. Let's touch live together. That way, the people will hear this voice As you guys know, I represent the good part of Nigeria. I'm the ambassador, Jeff Osayede, ambassador of peace under the socio-economic status of the United Nations. I earned that. I was not given. Brothers and sisters, it is Ambassador Jeff Osayede, the ambassador of peace under the socio-economic status of the United Nations. It's one of a kind. So I earned it. I was not given. So that's it. My brothers, it's good morning here. It's time for me to take my kids to school and let everyone sleep well in Africa. But when you wake up tomorrow morning, please go back on the street and ask for good government. Go against corruption and electricity supply, security provisions, good education, social welfare. But doing this, self-isolation if you are tested with COVID-19, social distancing must be observed. Get it right, because COVID-19 has no medication. If you want to sneeze into your elbow, and if you see something, say something. May God continue to bless you. Long live Nigeria. Long live Showore. Long live Kola Edokpayi. Long live Oba Obini. Oba Atokpei. He said, thank you for watching.